They say laughter is the best medicine. But why are there so many comedians that are depressed? Why are there so many comedians committing suicide? Why are there so many comedians that are not happy? If you're like me, we go through depression or sadness during the winter months. And I know the spring is coming up, but I still think it's important to talk about depression and the struggles that people gotta go through, especially during the winter months, right? There are many types of depression. For some, it's just as simple as being sad. You know, sadness is easy to see. People that are sad, they know what they're sad about. But with depression, you get that feeling that you don't know what it is. You just feel very, very sad all the time. You feel so gloomy, you don't want to get up out of bed. You know, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to see people. You just want to stay home and do nothing. And then there's those hardcore depression where they think of hurting themselves. They think of bad stuff. For some, even think of suicidal, right? For some, they have awful thoughts. For most people, it's uncontrollable. So I think it's so important that we talk about this, because if you've ever thought of, or you've ever thought of hurting yourself, it's very important to get help. They say laughter is the best medicine. But why are there so many comedians that are depressed? Why are there so many comedians that are not happy? Don't get me wrong, laughter can definitely help. Laughter could always change the way you think. Laughter could help you get through the day, or maybe even through the month. But depression is sometimes very hard to overcome. Like I said, there are many types of depression. For some people, they just want to stay home, don't do nothing. They feel sad, right? They don't want to get out of bed, and they don't want to talk to people. This feeling could last for days, sometimes months. For some, it takes years, especially during the winter months, right? That's when I think a lot of people go through depression. And then the second level of depression is those people that feel hopeless. They don't want to go through their day. They just don't want to do any activities. They don't want to do the regular stuff that they normally do. They don't want to do any of that stuff. Just like the first level, it could last for days, sometimes months, sometimes years. And then of course, those people that are in the worst level of depression, those are the people that have very, very negative thoughts. Some people think of hurting themselves. Some people even think of suicide. And there are those that have psychosis, that have hallucinations, sometimes delusional. And then when you go through these kinds of depression, normally you feel alone and you got nobody to talk to. You have trust issues. You know, you feel like you're just alone. You have this little bubble. And even if you did trust some people, you don't want to talk to them about it because you feel embarrassed that, you know, suck it up, get through the day, you know, you're such a wimp. You know what I mean? You'll have those kinds of thoughts. And when you have those kinds of thoughts, you know, you turn into alcohol, you turn into partying, you turn into drugs. And they think that's the solution, but it's not. And when you feel that alcohol and drugs and partying is going to be the solution, that's when you get even more depressed. And it's hard to get out of it. You know, you become addicted to it, addicted to the drugs, addicted to the alcohol, and you just turn into a cycle. For me, it took me so long to get out of drinking. I've been sober now for a year, like I said in the previous video. It was so difficult. It took me years to stop drinking. And for me, that was my way of battling depression, battling stress, battling anxiety. And it's hard. It's not a fun thing to feel. It's not a fun thing to go through. A lot of people suffer from it, and it's hard to notice because everybody's so busy with their life, right? We don't take the time to actually see how people are doing and how people are feeling. And I know for a fact that a lot of people go through this every day. We need to sometimes pause, check out on people that you care about, right? Ask them how they're doing. And of course, they're gonna say they're okay, doing okay. But look for those signs. Look for signs of depression. Look for signs of anxiety. Look for people that are very stressed. And I know, again, like I said, I know everybody goes through it, but sometimes people just need someone to talk to. Sometimes people just need someone by their side just to talk, just to listen to them. Now, for the most part, a lot of these depression is caused by negative thoughts. You know, we consume negative thoughts. We worry a lot. We have so much fear. Look at what COVID did, right? A lot of people went through depression during this time because there was uncertainty. People didn't know what to do. People didn't know what was going on. And that kind of fear on a daily basis will cause depression. And it's the fears, the constant negative thoughts in your head. But think about it. If you're able to consume that kind of negative thoughts on a daily basis, every hour of every day, why can't you think of something positive? Why can't you think of something happy? Why can't you think of the brighter side in life? Because if you could think of that negative stuff, you could definitely think of something positive. Can you not? Instead of thinking, oh, what's going to happen to my job? What's going to happen to my life in the future? How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Right? Instead of worrying about those things, how about figuring out how to solve those problems? Find a solution. Find an inspiration. Find the brighter side of things. There's always something good about things in life. You slowly see that your depression will slowly go away. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go away for good. And it's sometimes going to creep back in. And you just got to rethink again and change that thought. Flip that switch, right? I know I'm making it sound so easy to say this, but why struggle? Why go through that depression? Why go through that stress? Focus on the solution. Focus on the good things in life. Find your why. Find the reason to live. Why are you here on this earth? If you think about it, before you were born as a baby, you're 1 in a million eggs or sperm, right? You were chosen to live a life. You know what I mean? Just that alone for me is a miracle. You're chosen to have a purpose in life. Maybe find that purpose in life. For some, they may think, oh, it's not worth it to live anymore. I'm all alone. I have nobody to talk to. Nobody cares about me. It's unfortunate that we have to think that way. It's unfortunate that we have to go through that. But I assure you, there is a reason why you're alive. There is a reason why you're here on earth. If you think about it really, it's a selfish thought when we think that nobody cares about us. Because if you think about it, if you were thinking about other people, of how you could help other people, of how you could contribute to society, of how you could make a better life for your family, if you think of others before yourself, those selfish thoughts is just gonna go away. It just has to. Because you're not thinking of yourself only, you're thinking about others. Like if let's say you thought of suicide, instead of thinking of going away because nobody cares about you, how about think of what's gonna happen to your family? What's gonna happen to your friends? For the people that you're gonna leave, what's gonna happen to them? Yes, you got rid of your problems, you got rid of yourself, but you just passed it on to them. You know what I mean? I hope I'm getting through this, and I hope I'm making the right point. I could be wrong. Now, I know for a lot of people, this is going to be super, super hard to talk about. A lot of people might not even agree with what I'm saying. I think one of the things that people should experience is going to a third world country and see how poverty and how hard life is over there, right? And when you see that, you will have this switch on your brain and you will see how fortunate you are living in North America. And I'm just telling this to people that are living in North America, and you will come to realize why people want to move to North America. But us living here, we take it for granted. We see life as a suffering. But if you really look at it, you know, you're not really suffering compared to other countries. I think you have to really experience it to have that switch in your head. Just like problems in life, right? You always think, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? Why is my life like this? Why is the stress snowballing in my life? But if you start visualizing how hard life is in third world countries, how bad their life is, just having a tap water, drinking water, they don't have access to that, and we have that. That alone should Flip that switch in your head, how lucky you are. Just the water alone. It might not be everywhere, but for the most part, we can drink tap water. You know, if you put yourself in other people's shoes in third world countries, you will have that switch. I guarantee you, you'll have that mentality of saying, you know, what the heck was I complaining about? What the heck I was whining about? And if still this mindset or thought ideas of mine doesn't get through to you, I suggest getting some help. There are good helplines out there. I will list them down below. There are help out there. You know, people that are professional, there are people that could talk you out of your problems. They might not be able to help you 100%, but it's worth the try, right? You're alive for a reason. There's always something positive about every situation. You just have to want to. It's a choice. Maybe we were put in a negative position right now in life, but it's also a choice to get out of it. It's a choice to survive from it. It's a choice to live. I hope you think about getting some help. Sometimes it's even better to just talk to a stranger that you don't know. Sometimes those are the people that could actually help you. Sometimes those are the type of people that will give you a different perspective in life, right? I may not get through everybody here, but I'm hoping that there's someone out there that heard me, that actually felt what I was trying to say to them, and hopefully make that switch from a negative thinking to a positive thinking, right? I hope that it made a difference in your life. I hope that you changed your mind with that negative thoughts. Take care of yourself. You're 1 in a million. You were born for a reason. There is a purpose for you to live. You have a purpose in this life. Find it. Find the reason. Find your why.